What's going on? Ryan Troy back with another video for you today. And in today's video, I want to cover all the negative feedback that I've been seeing from Nikon users, not really from the other people, of the Nikon Z FC. Now, what I want to know is, I see a lot of people talking about the Flippy screen, for instance, and making it seem like, why do we need one? Why is it that we need a Flippy screen? And that's the part that I really don't understand, and I'm trying to understand it as much as possible, where it's like, okay, if you don't want the screen to flippy, to flip, floppity, whatever, if you don't want that, then why not just leave the screen exactly where it is? I see nothing wrong with giving us an extra feature, even if you don't feel like you need to have it. There are a lot of filmmakers that use the Nikon system. It's a lot of us with a Z7 II, a Z7, a Z6 II, a Z6, even a Z50. It's a lot of us that wish we had that just for the video content that we produce. A lot of people want to record themselves. A lot of people want to see themselves when they're filming. Like, actually right now I can see myself. Not because I have a Flippy screen, but because I have the Ninja Atomos 5 or Ninja 5 Atomos Ninja, that thing. Because I had an Atomos Ninja 5, I can actually see myself. It would be great if the Nikon Z6 II that I'm filming on right now will be able to do that, but it can't. Is it still a great camera? Yes, it's still a fantastic camera. But features like this is why we get excited, because we're hoping that it trickles down to the next the Nikon Z7, the Nikon Z6. Just like many of you may not be interested in a Nikon Z9, but you're waiting for it to come out because you feel like a lot of those features may either trickle to the next version of Nikon Z cameras that you currently use, or you feel like with firmware updates, it may come to these cameras and make them even better. So, it's like I said, it's a lot of people that's, talking about this Flippy screen, and it's not new because a lot of other Nikon users have been asking for a Flippy screen since we were back in the DSLR days. And a lot of other, pro photographers were all against it, and I never really understood it then. I'm praising Nikon right now for finally, doing it. You have Canon with their Flippy screen. It's just something that is extremely important in 2021. I give credit to the Nikon Z6 for having Whoa, I said that wrong, sorry. I give credit to the Nikon Z50. I had that camera as well, for having a flip down screen. And I know if you flip it down, you're not gonna be able to use it on a tripod, but they came out with this small rig thing that lets you put the tripod to the side and then still be able to flip it down. And it works like a charm. It's a lot of people had something to say about that, but it worked like a charm. I'm actually, honestly, in my opinion, I am more of a fan of the flip down more than the, flip to the side, because it gives you the ability to, like, when you have something to the side, you actually look over that way. And if you're supposed to be talking to the camera, but if you're looking this way, it's like, you're not looking at the camera, and that would actually do it. So the way I actually have my Ninja 5 Ninja V set up is I have a magic arm, and I have it right under the lens. So it's literally like I'm looking at myself, and it may look like I'm looking at you, but I'm actually looking at myself the whole time I record. So I like having that flip down screen, but I'm not opposed to the flip, to the side screen as well, because it just makes the tripod thing a little bit more easy. It makes a little bit more sense. So, I just want to know, you can leave it down in the comment section below. What is it that you have, if it's something that you have against this Flippy screen? Another thing as well is, I see a lot of professional photographers that's bashing the Nikon ZFC because of its features. And it's like, okay, well, keep in mind, this is a entry-level camera. Okay, this camera is meant for a specific type of person. If you wanted to be a photographer and you didn't want to make this big leap, you didn't want to buy this really expensive camera, then this is the camera that you probably would start off buying. And then that way you can make up your mind from there on if you want to come into the full frame world. I get it. We have the Nikon Z5 that's real cheap for the price of it being a full frame camera. It's if you are serious about photography, or let me not say that, because if you're serious about photography, I still would recommend the Nikon Z6 or the Nikon Z7 II, or even the first one. You can't go wrong with either one. But if you know for a fact that you are into photography, then but you don't want to spend all the money on the Z6, I would suggest the Z5. I would suggest that. But if you're not, you should get either the Z50, which I don't recommend because it doesn't have a USB-C cable. So I'm sorry, I just don't recommend it. So the ZFC, in my opinion, I feel is great for people that want to get their feet wet with photography. It is important for them to do that. So you can't expect for that camera to have all of these high-end features and things like that. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for the photographer that is, a professional that's been doing this. I started on the crop sensor camera. I started with a D90, and I shot with a D90 for, I would say, probably 5 years. I shot a wedding with a D90. I shot events with, I made money. I made a lot of money with a D90. I made way more. I said probably like 100 times more than I actually spent on a camera with the D90. So I think that a ZFC will be perfect for somebody that is new to photography. You got to remember where you were when you first started photography. You got to remember exactly where you were. Were you able to afford the latest and greatest? Did you have expensive full frame Nikon camera when you first started? If you did, well, I'm happy for you, but everybody else can't afford to go down that route. So this camera, in my opinion, is, I'm not sure. I think the body is right under $1,000, but it's somewhere close to that range, which is already a lot of money. But for somebody starting off, that's a perfect place. I think this camera is phenomenal. It's great for vloggers if you want to vlog. It is great for you if you want to try photography, if you want to take pictures on something else besides your phone, which, don't get me wrong, if you are a new photographer and you're thinking about this, I get it. Your iPhone takes great pictures. Your iPhone takes amazing pictures, but your iPhone, it's a lot of things your iPhone can't do, like shoot at specific apertures. You know what I mean? It will bump your ISO all the way up, put all of this grain. Well, what if you want a sharp, clean image? It's things that you have to learn. This is a great place of learning it, especially with all the knobs and everything at the top. If you really into it, just you will have that curiosity of, well, what does this mean? What does this mean? Because there's a lot of other entry-level cameras that you may be able to pick up, throw in the auto, and it's like you got an iPhone. At least with this, it gets the brain thinking. It gets newer photographers feeling like, okay, this has to be something. Even though you could bypass all of that, it's still there to give them that thought process of, what is this? Just think about you getting a new car and you got all these different buttons all over the place. You're going to wonder what it's for, whether you use it or not. You're going to always wonder exactly, what does this do? What does that do? If not, then I don't know, but I would, just saying. So real short, real sweet. Just wanted to go ahead, spark up some conversation as always. Are you excited about the Flippy screen with Nikon? If you have something against it, what is the thing that you have against it? Would you want this to come more into the pro cameras? I did the Nikon Z9 We Have Photos video, and one thing that I forgot to mention, well, I'm not going to say I forgot, I just didn't see it at the time because I was rushing to get a video out. So that's my bad. I apologize. But they have the screen taped off. So now we still don't even know what type of screen it is. Now I strongly doubt it's a Flippy screen, but I think that the screen will come out. I think that, even if it's like the Z7 II, I think we will get something more like that. But would you want a Flippy screen on a Z9? Would you want a Flippy screen on a Nikon Z7 III or a Nikon Z6 III? Is that something you're interested in? And if not, I really want to know, what do you have against the Flippy screen? Okay, so this is Ryan Troy. If you like the content, make sure you leave it a like. If you're new here, check out a couple of my other videos. And if you feel like this is a good fit, then leave a subscribe. Want you here if you want to be here. Don't want you here if you don't want to be here. Until next time, peace.